Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. That's right. Finally, I'm reviewing, no, I don't think I have, no, I don't think so. I'm reviewing, finally reviewing an MCU film. And actually, for it being the first ever Marvel Cinematic Universe film ever, Iron Man. That's right, Iron Man. This is what started it all, Iron Man. You know, I actually asked Little Blue if he would want to join in. At first, he was going to, but then he dropped out, so, you know. And in fact, I was also thinking of not just having him, but another friend of mine joining in reviewing this as well, but none of that all came to be, so it's just me. You know, very similar to when I reviewed Mary Poppins. But anyway, so with Iron Man, it's great, you know, because this is what started it all with the MCU. I don't think anybody knew at that time what it was going to lead to, like, everything, until the end credit scene, which we'll get to, you know, after I review most of this, you know. With the cast of characters and the story, you name it, because Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark slash Iron Man, what is there to say about him, you know? Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan, Gwyneth Paltrow, Pepper Potts, Paul Bettany, Jarvis, and this was before Vision, you know? Everybody's gotten so used to him as Vision, you know? It's like we forgot about Jarvis, but, you know. And the original James Rhodey, played by Terrence Howard, he was okay in this, but from what I heard, like, Terrence Howard kind of being a jerk or something, and like him and Robert not getting along, just stuff like that, I don't know. But what's-his-face, who's now Rhodey, he's a lot better, so, you know. I'm not saying that Terrence was horrible as Rhodey, he was good, you know. Jeff Bridges as Ironmonger, I guess, well, that's what it says, you know. That's what I'm looking at on the tablet. Leslie Bibb as Christine. The one, like, is, like, interviewing, asking Tony a couple of questions, but then they wound up hooking up, so, you know. And, yeah, Clark Gregg, who is Agent Coulson, yeah, and Farron Tari, how do you say his last name? He was in, actually, in Star Trek, the 2009 Star Trek film as the captain of the USS Kelvin, so, and he's in this as one of the terrorists, as Raza, I'm sure that's how you say his name. Yeah, and even Sean Tube, if I'm saying his last name, he plays Ho Jensen, and he helped Tony, like, build the first Iron Man, you know, made out of metal and so on in that cave, you know, and he was a good character, too. It's a shame he got killed in the first film, but, you know, the first Iron Man film is great with its story and the visual effects, everything else, and this was one of the last films that Stan Winston had ever worked on, you know, before he passed away. As, you know, as the year the film came out, he died. Just everything that's going on with its action, adventure, all that stuff. And Jeff Bridges, who's in this film, like, you know, as I mentioned, like, turns out, you know, like, I think he was, like, Tony's inspiration or something. I don't know, but I can't remember. But it turns out he's a traitor, you know, is evil and so on. And I almost forgot, and also, Peter Billingsley, if I'm saying his last name right, who everybody knows him best as Ralphie in A Christmas Story, because he plays William, whatever his last name is, like one of the workers or something, you know, that worked with Jeff Bridges and, like, also in Stark Industries, you know, and, like, he had the glasses and everything else. Yeah, so, I'm trying to think, even, like, the epic climax, you know, Ironmonger versus Iron Man, you know, Jeff Bridges and Tony Stark, you know, fighting and so on, out in the streets and everything else, all leading up to, like, some energy buildup or whatever, which kills Jeff Bridges and so on, you know, and, you know, nobody knows who Iron Man is at first, but the ending to Iron Man where, you know, because Tony Stark has that conference and, you know, the last words that he gives, you know, the truth is, he has the card, you know, the truth is, he puts it down, awkward silence, you know, and then he says it, you know, I am Iron Man. And now all the news reporters get up and ask him questions, except for Christina. What was her problem? I don't know. The movie ends, and of course we get that end credit scene of Tony Stark and Nick Fury. You think you're the only superhero in the world? And, like, you know, Tony, who are you? And, like, Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative. And that's where, because leading up to, it wouldn't be just a few years until the Avengers, because we would get another Iron Man film, we'd have the Incredible Hulk, we have Thor and Captain America, and then leading up to, of course, the Avengers. Yeah, so... Anyways, so... Okay, so I was almost about to say the Avengers. Iron Man is such a good comic book adaptation film, and I almost forgot to mention Stan Lee, his cameo in this, pretty good, as Tony is arriving at a party and such, he like kind of pats Stanley on the shoulder, Stanley's got the girls with him, he has his pipe, it's funny. Yeah, so, okay, so Iron Man, it's really good, and again, it was the beginning and the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and, yep, yeah, it's where it all began, hard to believe, and I'm glad that I finally have reviewed the first Iron Man film, and finally have reviewed an MCU film. Believe me, because of course, I'll be reviewing the rest of the MCU films, but I'm also gonna get Little Blue in as well. Maybe a friend or two, we'll see, Because I did mention earlier in this review, that I tried, not only getting Little Blue in, but a friend of mine as well. But that didn't come to be. Maybe hopefully next time when I review another, hopefully it won't be too long, when I review another MCU film, that I'll have Little Blue and a friend of mine join in, so Anyway, so when I rate Iron Man, how do I rate this? Well, why not? I give it 10 out of 10, because you know what? It's really good, and this was the beginning and the start of the MCU. Yep, so 10 out of 10 and 2 thumbs up, way up for Iron Man. You guys let me know what you think of my review and what you think of Iron Man. Leave comments as always. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Iron Man. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video /review video. Take care, peace out, and Avengers, assemble.